A loss to Atlanta earlier this week. New York coming off a win over Indiana, and Phoenix, they win the tip. They'll have the basketball first. Catherine Westbeld, a late scratch from the starting lineup. We'll update you on her status. Natasha Mack gets the start for the Mercury with the shot clock at 6. That is off for Sabali, and here come the Liberty.
It's great defense from Brianna Stewart, who's one of the top defenders in the league. I don't think gets enough credit for it. You know, she's a top 5 shot blocker in the WNBA.
And a bucket for Phoenix, Kalia Copper.
I spoke with Phoenix coach Nate Tibbetts at shoot-around today. He said, as Kalia Copper gets more rhythm, he just wants her to come out there and be aggressive, hunt her shot. And it's tough because she's on a minutes restriction. She's trying to find her rhythm after all those games missed with injury.
Get ready for the threes to fly. These two teams 1 and 2, and 3-pointers made. 10 per game for both of them. Turn around, and Mack honks the horn. Natasha Mack.
Natasha Mack is bouncy, great around the rim, brings energy, rim running, shot blocking. All good things for her kind of around the rim.
A terrific start for the Mercury, a 90-79 defeat to the Dream earlier this week. As here are the FanDuel lines for tonight's game. New York, a 6-point favorite, and two of the top 5 defensive rates in the league.
These two teams are very similar. They share the ball, they shoot the three a lot and well, and they're disruptive defensively.
5-out basketball, they space the floor at an elite level, and it leads to shots like that. Monique Akoa-Makani.
She is confident at Barclays Center. Last time she was here, she had a 21-point game. She knows to come out, be aggressive.
NBA history.
It's absolutely mind-blowing the way that she is such a playmaker at her position. She is leading the WNBA in assists. And it's not really that close at all. There's a respectable gap between her and the next. 9.5 assists a game, which is a career high for her. After spending over a decade in Connecticut, this is her first year in Phoenix, and she's just comfortable. And I spoke with her before the game. She says, I have more weapons right now.
Well, they did some real off-season retooling, and as a result, Phoenix has been one of the best stories in the league. Jones with the rebound. Went off a strong performance in her return with close to a double-double. Liberty leader in that column, 10 on the shot clock. Natasha Cloud, skills competition champion at All-Star Weekend, as Stewie was shut down. Nate Tibbetts very candid with his team as Mack is holding her eye right now. Ionescu with the rebound. Mack slowly moving as the Liberty move it in transition. And a foul is called now as Mack tries to figure something out. She got poked in the eye, and it looks like she's heading towards the bench. And as is, Natasha Mack was a spot starter, a last-minute starter for Catherine Westbeld.
Well, you talk about Natasha Mack, who is like an energy bringer to this team, a force around the rim on both ends of the court. She comes out the game. Guess what the sub is? DeWanna Bonner. This team only gets stronger in waves off the bench. And I spoke with DeWanna Bonner. She told me it's a misconception if anybody says she wants to be in a starter role. She said, I'll do whatever role I need to do. And right now, it's been off the bench so far for Phoenix a lot.
Cloud is fouled going up.
This is where the Liberty are so tough.
Together in Phoenix, Bonner, at the age of 37, she began her career when she was drafted number 5 by the Mercury in 2009 out of Auburn, and winning a pair of WNBA titles. Cloud off on the second. You had to think, Roz, that Phoenix would respond. Nate Tibbetts said earlier this week against Atlanta, he didn't recognize his team.
Yeah, well, one thing he's talking about is just this team getting minutes together. The big name players of Kalia Copper, Satu Sabali, Alyssa Thomas as she finishes around the rim. That was the big three. They barely played together this season, and now you add DeWanna Bonner.
Ionescu rings it home.
Barclays Center erupts around Sabrina Ionescu. They throb and thrive with her every made shot.
Sabrina Ionescu claiming WNBA Starry three-point contest title with a 30-point performance. Now a two-time champion joining Allie Quigley as multi-time champions of that event. As the answer is there.
Oh yeah, it was a Liberty Bibbity All-Star Skills Challenge Championship, three-point contest championship.
An entry to Jonquel Jones, who's fouled by Satu Sabali.
It's great passing for Phoenix, who is one of you're seeing Jonquel Jones at the free throw line. I think it's important they establish her inside and get her touches. One of the things that has historically always worked for the Liberty, make sure Jonquel Jones is engaged.
Well, with Jonquel Jones on the floor, the Liberty undefeated, 9-0. Without her, 5-4. And earlier this week, Tuesday night, she played for the first time since June 19th, had a team-high 18, but it goes beyond scoring. Sandy Brondello said she makes us a totally different monster defensively.
Yeah, and Coach Sandy also said, like, hey, there's a conditioning aspect, too, of her comeback. Like, there's nothing like game pace. So that plus all that she does for this team is a lot to bring back in.
Brianna Stewart is off. Liberty, Jones playing just 9 minutes against Phoenix in their first meeting, and Phoenix taking that one in this building. At the time, that was the Liberty's first home loss. Here is Stewie. Ionescu with 12. Stewart lost her handle on it.
That is an excellent defensive possession for the Phoenix Mercury. If you look on that court, this is an active, everyone's moving, most of the players are long, disruptive, aggressive, and physical.
Phoenix gliding. And she's another player who did not see Phoenix. Phoenix did not see her in the first two meetings this season with
Leonie Phoebus
in Eurobasket.
That's a big deal. Leonie Phoebus changes the New York Liberty. It's not just that Jonquel Jones was out.
Oh, Copper, Kalia Copper.
The New York Liberty themselves just started to get whole. They had injuries for a spurt there to 4 different starters.
Short response. We told you there would be scoring. Kalia Copper lining it up. Stewart answering. This is going to be a fun showdown.
One of the things I've enjoyed most this season for the Liberty is some of the Brianna Stewart. Those two have been in sync all season long.
Here's Cloud with a step. Beautiful dish for one of the league's best of all time in that column. Got a blocking foul. Nate Tibbetts does not like the call. Block on Lexi Hell. Andy Brondello has said to her, we need you to find pockets on the perimeter and let it fly, Leonie. Be confident.
You know, I spoke with Leonie before the game, and she said she really doesn't know how the game's going to come to her. She's not one of these players where it's premeditated. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to this spot. She's literally out there waiting for how the game comes to her and what opens up around her teammates. She's just trying to read.
Thomas was doubled. Here comes Cloud. Terrific start for Phoenix. They opened the game up on an 8-0 run. On the back down. And another foul. Liberty attacking the paint.
And I love that drive from Kennedy Burke, who has gotten a lot of well-deserved praise for her three-point shooting, being a great target as teams collapse around her teammates and knocking down that three-point shot. But something else she gives the Liberty, she's got a big, strong body. And so she's able to put some pressure on the defense.
Sabali commits her second foul. Jonquel Jones steps back to the line. And the Liberty players, her teammates, said after Tuesday night's win, you can't even fully account for what JJ means to our equation in a stat sheet, in any box score, even in any one word that we say, because she is invaluable in her presence.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny, we talked about executive decisions on the Phoenix Mercury side. So much credit and conversation needs to be held on the Liberty side. You know, putting this roster together, not just of great players, but players that fit one another beautifully. Jonathan Kolb, GM, the GMs and leadership have really put together nicely crafted teams.
No question, Jonathan Kolb has done a tremendous job. And look at that nifty ball movement to a corner three. That would have sent the lid off the place. It'll stay with the Liberty here with 53.8 seconds to go in this first quarter. To your point, Emma Niesman, they are awaiting her visa process. Belgian superstar back in the W and coming to New York. As that three is good. Jonquel Jones is back and rolling. Tough shot and an answer, and a big one. Whitcomb lines it up. What a first quarter between these two heavyweights. 15-second difference between shot and game. Strip, it'll stay with New York with 9 on the shot clock. Ross, they're letting them fly.
Howders doing what she does best, hitting that three on the other side.
Stewart can't connect, gets her own miss and hits. Shot clock turned off with 20.6. Here is Satu Sabali. Sabali with 6. Sabali with 3. Satu driving off, and that does it for the opening frame. A back and forth opening quarter.
At the start, you might come off the bench. It may change from game to game, and Dewana Bonner is like money. I just want to be happy. I want to play ball. I want to be with my family, my children. And she's feeling that in Phoenix.
One doesn't go. Well, that's this Phoenix side, and Dewana and Alyssa Thomas engaged. Fiancés and all in the family, and for this Phoenix organization, that's the kind of culture they have. It's what Nate Tibbetts has brought to the table for this organization. They made those key off-season moves, and now one of the best stories in the league. Pull-up triple. It's a wide-open look, did not go. Tipped down, the Mercury get another stop. Difficult shot off the bounce. Mack with the offensive board, Natasha Mack.
She is active, doing all the blue-collar extra work. Coach Tibbetts told me that's one of our X factors.
They have had a bunch of those. That's what Nate Tibbetts told us pregame. He said, when you can have different threats, we don't need any one player to have 20, 25 for us to win.
Yeah, and right now, it's also the defense leading the way for the Phoenix Mercury, who are holding Liberty to 30% shooting and keeping them one and done here.
Phoenix 5th in the league in defensive rating. New York at 2nd. Talbot with a kick, in and out, rebound to Jones. Jonquel Jones, Mack shut her down, Jones stayed with it, got her own miss again, and now Jones is fouled.
And you talk about the Liberty being able to stay in this game at the free throw line. A lot of that is at the hands of Jonquel Jones, who is making a point of it to be active and make it happen in the paint.
Well, Jonquel Jones already with 9 and 8, and in that opening quarter already adding to her long list of accomplishments. It just keeps growing. She's just passed Cappy Pondexter of 600. Sandy Brondello said against this Phoenix team, you can't let them just control the middle when they've got the basketball. She said that's where JJ is our middle remover.
JJ is so important to the New York Liberty. And you saw that when she was gone, that there was a period of just confusion for the team.
A foul going the other way. What a stuff by Kennedy Burke.
Phoenix fouls on number 4 in the
So when you think about all of the talent on the New York Liberty roster, there's so many important pieces. And I think, first of all, the culture of the New York Liberty is one of sacrifice and one of selflessness. Nobody cares who the star is. But you could certainly say Jonquel Jones's importance to this team could not be understated.
We get a legal screen on Talbot, who's making her second appearance after the Liberty acquired her earlier this week. Australian national team experience and connected well with Sandy Brondello is Talbot. Corner triple is good. And a point back to the bench.
You know, one of the things that Phoenix has been able to do well against the Liberty is keep them out of the fast break. You'll notice the Liberty's working very hard in the half-court set, possession after possession, against the long, tough, active, physical Mercury defense.
Talbot answers after Dewana Bonner knocks it down.
It's a tough bucket, but think about when the Liberty's coming at you in a flurry, in a hurry. It's on the break. They only have one fast break point.
It's been well executed half-court ball. AT, Alyssa Thomas.
Stylistically, I would say the Phoenix Mercury are playing the game they'd like to see here today.
Runner no for Ionescu. Thomas with another rebound. Thomas with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, all the way to the rack.
Right now, the Liberty defense opening up. Too many cracks. Players are getting driven by. And one of the important things that happened heading into the All-Star break for the Liberty was on both ends, she can be part of any matchup.
And Jones guarding her just a moment ago brings you back to the fact those two players spent time with the Connecticut Sun for several years. Sun coming so close to that title as Cloud finds Jones. It's been the JJ show thus far for New York. Now on an island, Jonquel Jones with 7. Stewart just slides in, cannot hit the bunny.
It's a great cut. She cut in front of the defense and got a nice look at the rim.
It's a difficult shot that doesn't fall, and a foul on the rebound. Laksa went up with it back to New York. Adona was sitting in on one of the huddles. What did you hear, Adona?
Thanks, John. I was listening to Sandy Brondello. She kept this simple. She said, we have to get back on defense. Right now, we're just screaming, but we're not matching up. And then offensively, she said, we need to move.
Listen, Adona, defensively, it's the Phoenix Mercury who are smothering the Liberty, holding them at 25% from the field, 18% from 3. And to your point, on the other side, as Sabrina Ionescu gets to the cup, I think the key is going to be the Liberty picking up their defense. So much of what fuels their ability to thrive starts on the defensive end. You know, it starts with defensive rebounds. It helps the play with pace. That's a toughness bucket as she goes through contact and finishes at the rim.
To your point, New York just 8 of 29 from the floor. That's a deep 3. 2 of 12 from downtown as Stewie gets the rebound.
Well, part of the reason why they're struggling, it's
Ionescu. A deep 3 for Sabrina. Timeout Mercury. Connie, they've also had a bit of a youth movement.
Yeah, it's a non-traditional group of young rookie players. Like Akoa Makani is an older rookie. Same for Westbeld, who is 29 years old. Like, they've got interesting paths to the WNBA and being on this roster. And that's why some of the Phoenix Mercury's success has felt surprising to maybe a casual fan, because they've had star players injured, but players like her and stepped up, really has shined.
6 rookies, the most for the franchise to see the court since 2001. 24 years have passed. That's deflected. It stays with the Liberty with 3 on the shot clock.
It's a tough pass into traffic, but I think in general, again, the issue here for the Liberty is just they're stuck in cement in this half-court defense set, having to work really hard for every bucket.
Cloud beats the buzzer.
Great shot under duress, tough shot. Natasha Cloud comes up big for the Liberty.
Natasha Cloud starting to see those three-point figures rise a little bit. That one off, she collects the rebound. Skills competition champion. An 8-0 run for the Liberty. Sabrina with 10. Ionescu, what a pass. Fibish lays it off. That one does not fall. Burke enjoying a career year from downtown. Corner triple. That's a big one for Phoenix to stop that 8-0 run. Dawana Bonner with her second 3. Cloud is fouled going up.
And you see Natasha Cloud getting towards the rim after hitting. But to come back to the Liberty, you know, I've talked about how they've been playing against the set defense against the Phoenix Mercury. That's not to say I don't think that they can execute in a half-court set. This is a very complete, veteran, highly talented, cerebral, and unselfish team in the Liberty, who also has many ways to play and succeed on the court, including playing in the half-court set. It's just tougher.
Thomas with the basketball. She already has 11, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. So yes, that constitutes a Friday night State Farm Spotlight triple-double watch being initiated as we get a jump ball. With 5 on the shot clock here, terrific crowd on hand for this one. These two teams, it was awesome to hear both coaches pregame. The amount of respect that they have for one another. You wouldn't be surprised if these two teams met in the WNBA Finals.
These are real deal contenders.
Cloud to Fibish.
And of course, the Liberty are the defending champions.
Of course. Ionescu. Long. Back to Phoenix. New York just 4 of 16 from 3. Here's Thomas. That's a deep launch. That does not fall. Deflected. Stewart trying to corral. It stays with the Mercury. Whitcomb could not connect, so a fresh 14 for this Phoenix team. You think about the Mercury coming off that loss to Atlanta. This critical 4-game stretch for them that they've lost 2 of 3 on, so trying to find their way. Beat the Valkyries, lost to the Lynx. Now looking for a 3rd straight over the Liberty. Shot clock at 3. Whitcomb, they're going to run out of time. Shot clock violation. There's New York's defense.
And it's now 2 defensive possessions, sets in a row where the Liberty get a stop. This is how they get their momentum and their mojo.
Ionescu to the corner. Fibish hits it home. It's a 2-point game.
That doesn't happen without Sabrina Ionescu drawing the contact, absorbing it, taking the bump, and then kicking it out to an open teammate for a shot she helped create.
Cloud all the way. It's a 15-3 Liberty run.
And guess what? The defense was not set up. Liberty playing with tempo and pace and getting this building behind them.
The reigning champs have arrived. That one off. And right now, Phoenix is having trouble. A lid on the bucket.
All of these misses and Liberty defensive rebounds are opportunities to get it and go. It's opportunities for pace, for an easier shot against the defense scrambling to get.
Mercury stuck in a drought. Whitcomb slides in back to Held with 10. Let's see Held. couple years internationally, a rookie for this Phoenix team. Thomas, Alyssa Thomas is that steadying presence.
That's a mouse in the house, respectfully. Alyssa Thomas is too big. One-on-one to be in the paint that deep.
Ionescu, no. Offensive board, stick backs there. Never gave up on the play, tied at 44.
Sabrina Ionescu is electrifying right now. She is competing.
Now a turnover. Oh, picked off by Phoenix with 10 seconds. And shot clock turned off. A chance for the Mercury to take the lead in the locker room. Into Alyssa Thomas. What a half for AT. And with 3